Legs and hips and body. We're here. Hey, you guys. Man, last one. Ah, last one. Ah, we're back. We're doing it. Season finale of season 3, Atlanta. I must say, had me in the first half. I'm not gonna lie. Had me in the first half. And then the ending got a little intense. I in preparation for tonight's dissection, I went back, visited some moments from earlier seasons, and I was like, the flavor, you know? The flavor. I'm your host, JustLatasha. This is a dissection. What is a dissection? It is an in-depth look into film and TV, Black focused. Black. Let's not get it confused. We know which side we on. Black hand side. Okay? Looking in depth with filmmaking skills. I am a screenwriter, producer, talent. I study film, and so I'm using the knowledge of film to expand the story that we saw, that we've seen, and using the colors, the blocking, the wardrobe, the visuals, everything, all of the visual elements to expand the story. So tonight is going to be interesting. Last night's episode was very abstract. We ended on Van, who sort of had this ongoing backgrounds trajectory. And so she's here to button it up before we get the last and final season 4, I believe next year, if I'm not mistaken. And I think it's really interesting that all of this was written in 2019. So for the most part, it's like it's kept up and it's been really on the nose with what's actually happening in the world. But I would have loved. I'm interested in what the show would have been had it been written more presently. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. It has nothing to do with like the quality of the show at all, but I'm just curious and thinking out loud. So let's see who we've got in the room. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Hey, you guys. Kelly girl. Yeah. Hey, Jessica. Hi, A Barty. What up, Kat? Hey, Janelle. Hey, CJ. Thank you so much. What's up, Elaine? Hello, Trini boy. Yes, let's do it. Let's put some hearts up in the chat, y'all. Yes, let's like this video, share it. It helps a creator like me. So excited to do it. So excited to give you legs and hips and body. Hello, Christian Cleve. What up, Mia? Welcome back. I know Mia gonna tear it up tonight. I can't wait. To see y'all tear it up tonight. Is we ready? Should we go? We ready to go? Okay, because there's so much to discuss, and I'm so excited because Van has quite the journey, and so I'm excited to hear what you guys got to say, and I'm excited to revisit Van as a whole. I feel like we've only really done that with Paperboy. Not many of the other characters have moments where like they get a full moment to exist and be discovered and be lost. So for this to have been spent with Van, very exciting. Okay, I also want to remind all of my patrons, first of all, if you're here and joining the live show, that means you are a patron. So I thank you so much for your hard-earned dollar. You guys can access the live show every Monday, 6 p.m. EST for $5. And for the $15 tier, you guys get access to the show that will stay private, Live for Latasha, which is a pop culture review breakdown that is happening this Wednesday, and it happens every last Wednesday of the month. So if you are not a part of that tier, I highly suggest you join that now. We're going to talk about some Black shit. I've added new show segments, and it's going to be fun as hell. So Live with Latasha is happening this Wednesday, 7 p.m. EST. Join that tier, be a part of the conversation, and let's go. If you guys are new to the dissection and this channel, I would like to break down the color theory of this season's Atlanta. We are speaking heavily about racism, how whiteness affects blackness. So we have the color pairing of black and white. We are also looking at racism through the Black American lens. So we have the pairing of red, white, and blue to represent America. But more specifically, red, usually in film and TV, means danger, caution, stop. Big old red, right? That should be the alert coming up. White, of course, meaning white people, and blue in the foundational episode, the season 3 premiere, where the white fisherman drowns the black fisherman. Black people have drowned under the control and the oppression of whiteness. So blue in this season represents the water, black people being in the water. And there are pops of gold and yellow, which usually represents, specifically for this season of Atlanta, the truth in blackness, the black ass characters' true identity, where they're feeling, and the blackness existing in and thereof. Cool? Is we on? We good? All right, let me see what else y'all saying in the chat before we go ahead and get live. Oh, we have more people. Hello, Jim, who's had the French accents. It's definitely happening. That was Von. It was Von. I like it. I like it. All right. Gotta hand it to you. I wasn't really feeling this episode as the finale for the season, but there were some really interesting parts. He is added to my white man's list because goddamn. God damn. We are going to talk about all of it. Let's start off with this opening image. Here we are. Here we are. We finally got some black women, y'all. Let's start there. It took a minute, but we here, bitch. Black women have entered the chat. As we can see, all of our colors beginning to pop out right at the top of the show. We have the red plus the black and white. How does whiteness, white, harm red, blackness, black? And of course, to the other side of the photo, we have this beautiful woman named Candace sitting under the color blue, remembering how the black fisherman was drowned by the white fisherman. And those colors right there set up the whole thing. Those colors right there set up the whole thing. That's what we got to know. So we see Candace having champagne, yellow, as she's speaking about being here to pee on her client. Okay. She is here to pee on her client. So I think of the color of urine, and I think of the champagne that she's enjoying at the top of the show, and how yellow is being consumed, being requested by whiteness, right? And the client, I believe, wasn't even white, but he ain't black. But I imagine that this is a conversation about how blackness is utilized, how it's requested, how it's consumed. And I wonder if this is also a conversation about power, because this non-black wealthy person is powerful enough to, and wealthy enough to have this kind of desecration. Black people are desecrated. This wealthy non-black person is requesting to be desecrated just for the experience. And he has enough money and power to request that type of service. Just wondering if we're having the conversation in this show. But this is an episode about Van. And as we get to know this group of black women, Candace here spots Van. And so I really wanted to dive into how we even got here, Van. Let's take a trip down memory lane. Let's remember Van. Let's start in the top left corner. Van, season 1, meets a wealthy friend who takes her to this high-end dinner and has a conversation with Van about her value, right? Season 1, the episode is called Value. And this friend is challenging Van on why she would be with a man like Ern who can't give you nothing. Why not utilize these men the way they want to be utilized? Men with money like to be used for their money. And we like to have nice things. So why are we not putting one and one together, Van? Where is your value? Right? But Van doesn't engage, and she's really against this, and she's holding herself back from these whimsical vacations and lavish lifestyles and these random ass partners because she has responsibilities first and foremost as a mother to Lottie. She also has this moral standing in romance that several women have checked her about, where, and a lot of Black women feel this way, that we'd be some kind of gold digger if we request better from men. And Van is here, season one. Van was very much on that side, that moral high ground of I wouldn't date a man for money, but you out here suffering, mama. Let's move on. Let's take a trip down memory lane with Van, bottom left, where we are in season one, the Juneteenth episode. And this older Black woman is giving advice to Van. Let's see what that was talking about. This mentor encourages Van to have more in life. And she says, you're young, you're beautiful, you can have anything you want. And I want us to remember what had happened season one, Juneteenth episode, when Ern walked in, wasn't messing with none of this, and called it all bullshit. And I mean, he wasn't wrong. It was bullshit. But I think of how that influenced Van and steered her off the course. Maybe she didn't have to do that exact journey, but maybe she could start the wheels turning in what in this world and in this life would serve her so she can be happy. And it was kind of nipped in the bud. Yeah, let's go to season two, Helen. Top right corner, where Van in her German culture meets an old Black friend and she gets more advice. Let's talk about this. In Helen, this old friend of Van's told her that you chose Black. You went baby mama, baby daddy route. And I mean, that's cool for you, but like, why? Conversely, Van was trying to share this world and share part of her identity with Ern, who once again calls this bullshit. Leaves her high and dry emotionally, driving her to leave him physically. Like, dang, can I be happy? And in that moment, Van tells this Black friend, like, why you introduce me as Lottie's mom? Like, that's not all I'm gonna be in this life. I have a name. You know my first name. Why would you introduce me as Lottie's mom? So here she starts to question, who am I? Is there more for me outside of this responsibility of being a mother? Is that all that I am? She knows that there's more, but we haven't seen her like go for it. Season two, Champagne Poppy. Group of Black friends, bottom right. Van is here, finally sort of trickling into the high life, right? She has a poppin' ass friend with clout, getting her into the club, getting her the nice taste of champagne, finally. And she kind of wants this. She wants to go find Drake. She wants to go play the clout game. She wants to do something poppin' for once for herself. This was the first time she explores individuality outside of Ern and Lottie. They're both gone at this point. And here she is trying to find value, but finds out it's all fluff and Drake ain't even there. She fails. So now here we are, season three. When we first meet Van in episode 2, Censor Class is coming to town, and she's alone. And she loses her clothes. And as we said in this dissection, losing her clothes, losing her luggage quite literally means she's lost her identity, babes. Later on in the season, we see that she steals a wig. Well, if y'all keep stealing from us, stealing from Black women, we might steal something from y'all real quick. Okay? And her having this new hair becomes this sort of mask, becomes this costume, becomes like that first step into her stepping into just something and someone new. And I also found with Van that when she speaks to Black women about value and about her Blackness, their hair is often straightened and her hair is natural. I don't know if we're having a conversation, because the thing that Atlanta does, it raises questions, it never answers them, and I think they really love us doing all of this. But look at Van's hair and look at everybody else's hair. And that's not across the board. Sometimes she meets other people with natural hair, but for the most part, when she's having these conversations about who she is, who she could be, who her friends are aligning with, their hair ain't natural. Just throwing that out there. So I want to take a look at who Van is today. Season 3, from start to finish, where she's lost and then she's lost, being found by her high-end friend Candace, who is sort of performing this acceptable, palatable version of Blackness in order to access her high value clientele. She has new hair. She has these black and white stripes, quite literally showing imprisonment with the stripes, quite literally showing a break in identity with the black and white. Who is she in between all of that? This open space to all this clutter, right? Who is she? So also in this photo, she is standing in front of all of these white hanging items. And I remember back in episode 4, there was a lot of black hanging items. Or even when Ern and the squad went to that billionaire party, it was a lot of black hanging items. So I believe that this is a story of Van's journey of revenge that she's kind of been on this entire season. Pushing white people into the pool, stealing wigs, fake crying, right? And right here, right now in this finale, Van is a successful celebrity model, a girlfriend, or this sexual partner of an A-list white celebrity. At the same time, she is a waitress and a fiance of a sous chef. What a contrast. That will give you black and white. What a contrast. She's playing in both the high and the low realms. Literally, Alex Skarsgård living in the top floor penthouse versus being the fiance of a chef who works in a basement. So she's playing them levels. So right before we move on, I want to see what we're saying in the chat and what's going on. That wig. It hurt me. New Identity was trying to fulfill the Amelie thing. He was not at that party. What up, Khaled, who says, when they said the season was going to be in Europe, I thought we'd get an episode of Van in her homeland in Germany. Okay, the client was Arabic. I think it's a play on the rumors of Dubai. Yeah. I totally believe you on that, Quinn, as well. Which is a little nod to how they get down with the get down in Dubai. But white supremacy is quite literally everywhere, okay? Was the wig she had on this episode the one she stole, since this adventure in Paris was inspired by Amelie? Maybe she'd been planning this escape for a while. I thought it was the same wig. I assumed that it was the wig that she stole. That would make sense to me. Tammy's hair looked natural to me, but then again, I'm a dude, so I don't pay attention to these things. I'm not familiar with Amelia's, so y'all gonna have to educate me. I don't know. Running around the streets with that bread, because who was gonna eat it? Not me. Absolutely not. All right, so let's jump into Van's revenge. Let's see what we got here. Van's revenge. We see a photo of her and her fiance, boyfriend, whomever, that looked exactly like Sylvia from Trinity Born. It looks similar to me, y'all. It looks similar. Hello? The theme of revenge. And there's also this theme of food, eating food, having food. There's something where food exists right before a death occurs. Because I remember when Van is eating that deviled egg right before she accidentally killed Tupac. And here now, As she's introducing this Black woman in her home, this expensive home, she gets lost and disappears in the kitchen. So like when she's lost, when she's preparing for something, there's no food. And then later, when she's on her revenge, towards the end, she's preparing food. There's something there. I have a hot take. Y'all know I like to do a lot with a little. Let's look at this. Look at the flamingo. This white flamingo. I have a hot take about this, okay? Because I really do think the food is something here. Number one, birds usually represent a sort of freedom. That's number one. But my hot take is this. Flamingos change color when they eat the shrimp. And I remember the shrimp being a part of the symbol of being on top of the food chain, episode 4, when Black people got their reparations. And the white guy was at a job where he had to be a graphic designer for shrimp. They had shrimp at the top of the food chain, and we had Black people standing under that list where shrimp is at the top, and Black people were like, we don't flip power. So the fact that this white flamingo is in Van's house means that there's no food and the flamingo didn't eat. She's also carrying around food. She's carrying this baguette around that she doesn't eat or use as food. So there's something here. I just like to hand it over to y'all, put it in your hands, see how y'all feel about it, and see how y'all break it down. But I want to get to this person right here, Ashante, aka Ashanti, Ashante. We see the colors here that turn into this yellow tone. Alex's home, his penthouse is filled with white and gold. Excited for all these Black women to come in and enjoy, trying to strip them naked, consuming Black culture, consuming Blackness. Happening all right there. Not knowing the history, all the culture behind Ashanti, but he loved this song so bad, Ashante. Now, Social, she's my type of bitch, okay? And when Alex Skarsgård says, get naked, you take your clothes off, Social was like, yes. Me too, bitch, you ain't special. Alex Skarsgård want to dance in his cheetah panties. Me. Getting down with the get down. Y'all not taking your clothes off with Alex Skarsgård? Lie again. Lie again, okay? Ooh, thank you, CJ. Amélie, French film rom-com, heavier on the romantic elements, though pronounced Amélie. You know me, I'm like, Amélie, not Amélie. It's whatever y'all want. Fine, CJ. I stand alone. I don't care. I'm getting down with the get down. I'm with everything. What up? Okay, so the title of the episode is called Terroir. I hope I'm saying that right. This American mouth don't do much. The title of this episode is called Terroir, and I want to take a look at the definition of what that is. Terroir is Terroir is a French showman and soldier noted for his unusual appetite and eating habits. Able to eat vast amount of meat, and he is constantly hungry. So we think of the food where food doesn't exist, where she doesn't engage, where they're not eating, how food is used. An insatiably hungry French soldier. We see that baguette is by what? The color red. Van's red moped, because she came in here for war. I don't know who this lady is, but she came in here for war. And even the friends acknowledge that Van's baguette is not serving any purpose, especially not for food. Is it a mask? She thinks she's more French because she's carrying it around. Is it a costume? Is it just for aesthetic? We learn what that baguette turns to. But Sosha says something as they're walking through the Parisian projects. That garbage smells like something died in it. And Van goes, that's not how that smells. Van, how do you know what death smells like? How does Van know what death smells like? Now, for me, I think this mirrors episode 1, the Laquarius episode, because the funniest thing, and this is quite literally the only thing I remember from this series. This is what I'm taking with me from this entire season, okay? Laquarius goes into his new white lesbian foster home and he goes, it's stinking here. And the mother goes, no, it doesn't stink. I don't know why that gets me. That is my favorite line from the entire season. It's stinking here. No, it doesn't stink. How could you argue with that? So the fact that Soulshit's here, like it smelled like something died, and Vanna's like, no, it doesn't. And also with this really humorous line of dialogue, this is a moment where there's this unsuspecting oncoming harm. We didn't quite know how in danger Laquarius was going to be, but he talks about the home smelling bad and someone denying that. No, it doesn't. When it clearly does, right? So this kindness, this performative niceness is sort of being used as a mask, but something smells off. Something smells off. And so Sosha asks Van, why did I keep calling you Tarar? And Van answers, he was the man with the baby. So much more to Tarar, but that's what Van lets us know. He's just the man with the baby. And we saw that Van's mother, it's constantly calling because her daughter Lottie is in her mother's care in Van's absence. So I also kind of thought of episode 1 where the Black mother almost lost her son, not realizing out of consciousness, you almost lost your child. You didn't even know. So again, playing with these levels, Van is taking the friends from this top floor penthouse to the low ground Paris projects and beneath the surface into the subway. So there's something being said about the classism here and how white harm affects all and how she's maneuvering all of it through each and every level. So let's talk about the violence, because what is that baguette? Oh, Lord. that baguette did the most. Oh, it wasn't for food. That baguette was not for food. And I thought, I don't know if we're having this conversation in the show, but I thought it was interesting to see Van sort of harm white people inadvertently, but harm a Black person overtly and physically. What do you want us to say about that, Atlanta? What shall we do with that? That Van would beat this Black man over her head with a baguette, but she does some funky, weird stuff when it comes to white people. I don't know. But Alex Skarsgård had the key to the package, which we learn is a hand, which Van has to pick up from the Black projects to deliver to her fiance at the restaurant to cook for Alex and his rich friends. I also noticed that the Black friends were originally going to go on a Black history tour here out in Paris, but instead joined Van's journey, which was sort of this French history as they go through this museum, right? So even here, when Shanice destroys the French art and removes the package from the Black vase, something's happening here as well, where the French art is destroyed and the package is removed from the Black vase. Something there is happening as well. And to me, it felt like a power reversal and sort of destroying their history as ours has been rewritten by the white powers that be. It sort of feels like a Black woman is destroying what you said was valuable and taking something from the black vase. Something there is happening. Let me jump in the chat before I move on. Let's see what we all talking about. Oh, interesting. Vaughn is gobbling up life, trying to fill the hunger of whatever it is she is chasing. Oh, that insatiable, trying to fill that dark void, right? That makes sense to me. What up, Jessica Lynn? The baguette could symbolize how we as Black people have used food in the past as a means of resistance and to keep our shared culture and identity. Van used her baguette to find her identity. Cali girl, share. What did you discover about terroir? I want to hear that. Those white women really gaslight the boy's olfactory. He said it's funky. Oh, Aquarius. I'm not going to say what I'm thinking. Terroir consumed a baby, and Van had to sacrifice Lottie in order to become Vaughn. Whoa. Yes, because Terroir was also, as storied, a cannibal, ate humans as well, but consuming a baby, and Van had to sacrifice Lottie in order to become Vaughn. Dang. The prize is in blackness. With white folks, she's being subversive, but with Black folks, it feels very, we're Black, so I can be direct with you. But it was still such a striking difference between these two men. And that was my thing, because I'm like, if we're on a revenge tour, if we're on Van's revenge tour to whiteness, why she beat the hell out of that Black guy? Like, and like, I know he played with her money, he played with her hand, but like, she almost lost her Black child by being almost consumed by whiteness, this new white identity she was trying. Now, I'm going to go up for that. That's the one. And I definitely think that is the conversation being had. Absolutely. So let's get down to dinner. Again, seeing this yellow, gold undertone. Where does blackness show up in this white space? How is it being consumed in this white space, right? There's so much to discuss. And I thought how dinner was this physical consumption versus meeting Alex earlier, who was a cultural, sexual consumption. And both are literally how whiteness engages with blackness, right? Or whiteness engages with anything outside of itself, period. That's quite literally white history for them to consume physically, culturally, sexually, spiritually. They haunt in all areas to consume. And it was really funny because Alex comes down, he yells at Van, "How could you do this to me? Don't ever do that again. I'll lose the baby shark movie." The baby shark, right? This predator in the water. We're talking about Black people drowning. So this predator is quite literally in the water, and Van is harming that predator. The hands. I have so much about the hands. Where am I? Let's see. Instead of Black hands drowning people, Van is sort of making white people consume them. Now, this to me is like the biggest payback, right? Because we saw the Black fisherman being drowned, all those Black hands grabbing him. I've constantly asked in this dissection, are the Black dead harming or saving this Black fisherman as they're grabbing him? And for all these white people now to be eating white hands. Quite literally gross. Quite literally very gross. Now, let me talk about the hands. This to me was thrilling, and I have a huge hot take. All right, everybody follow me. I'm jumping off the ledge with this one. Here we go. Let's talk about the hands. Top left photo, season 1, episode 1. I mean, the very first episode of Atlanta, where Ern woke up from a dream where he swam in an ocean and hands were grabbing him. He said he swam with a girl, and if the hands grab you, they pull you down and drown you. I think it's about society. Y'all, that's Van's hand. Atlanta season 1, episode 1, that was Van's hand on Ern as he dreamt of hands drowning him in an ocean. Hello? Hello? Let me do something else with this. Because as Ern is explaining to Van, who's the girl? It was Van the whole time. And we saw Van touch Tupac before he dies, touch Ern before he sells his soul, telling them to let go. It's okay. Before she loses herself. Van's hand sort of being this touch of death, leading us to the top right photo where Ern wakes up season 3, episode 1. After we've watched the white fisherman, Ernest, drown the black fisherman. He wakes up for what we assume is a dream of the black fisherman being grabbed and drowned by hands. Right? I think that was a huge series tie up and callback. So the fact that we started with that conversation, season 1, episode 1, and we're here with the hands, drowning, being consumed. And so it was really funny because, again, with the food, when Van was about to accidentally kill Tupac, she's eating these deviled eggs, and these hands here and now are being prepared with all of these eggs, and it's all of these like multiple full circle moments, right? So we get to the dinner. I believe the fisherman is still here because what he said was, being white blinds you. You have to eat the hands without looking. Being white blinds you. Hello? Is this thing on? These white people are blinding themselves at dinner to fully, immerse yourself in the experience. But I believe this is absolutely an allegory to how white people maneuver and make peace with their harm and consumption of everyone and everything else in the world. And the only people that can see are Sosha, Shanice, and Candace. Van, wake up. We eating hands. Let's get out of here. Let's blow this joint. The only people that can see the harm being done are the ones that are harmed. Now, I just think it's white people gaslighting us. What? We did a racism? I had no idea. What? Yeah, sure, guy. Sure. That's my big hot take so far. Full blown consumption. There was a black hand in the pot. I got to go back and see that hand because I was like, what is going on? The hands that originally dragged the black dude in the boat and how the hands are being eaten. What up, JC? Rich white people eating hands was giving me biting the hand that feeds you vibes. Oh, whoa. Ungrateful, unappreciative, and unflinching when Zosa and Shanice called them out on it. Wow. Yep. The dinner fully reminded me of Get Out and the auction scene. For some reason, it resonated the same ideas of consumption, intersecting with blackness. Woo! Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. So there was also a theme that we started on a few episodes ago that kind of not disappeared, but we didn't get a chance to revisit it. So I think we're having the conversation again here because as we talk so much about water, there was another element sort of coming in to combat it, and that was fire. So I want to break this down real quick. There's this theme of fire versus water, right? Because in episode 5, Cancer Attack, you have Paperboy lighting his blunt, doing all the smoking. We see all this highlights of fire, smoking the cigarettes with that crazed fan, right? Episode 6, white fashion. Darius's culture is literally stolen by that white woman, and on her food truck was a flame. And so here, looking at Van in the kitchen, when Candace is trying to shake her friend awake, we see the fire extinguisher signs behind Van. It's time to put this fire out. Wake up, girl. Come back to us. Wake up and come back, right? We got to put this fire out. So, and I think it was Elaine who mentioned this in the chat. While Van is on this journey of revenge, she could be losing herself because at the same time, she is being consumed and lost, stolen by whiteness, right? And we can see on that wall right behind Van all of these stripes, this trap, this cage of whiteness. She lost herself here. Very intricate, very interesting, right? And when Van wakes up, what does she do? She destroys the kitchen. Ain't nobody eating no more. No more. Ain't no food. As she wakes up to her identity, she destroys the kitchen. And so now we meet Van again. Lord. Mirroring the white fisherman, drowning the black fisherman. Van admits she was lost. She lost her identity. And even more so, there was this dark feeling that came over her. I believe before we even started here with season 3, Van drowned in Atlanta. Woke up in Amsterdam. She don't even remember the flight over. That dark feeling came over her. She closed her eyes. I believe she drowned / died in Atlanta. And she ran from Lottie because Lottie realized she was a ghost. Who is this woman in my house? Instead of addressing that, fixing that, healing that, she ran to another side of the world. However, what's really beautiful about this image is that even though she lost herself, and even though she's finally admitting what the issue is, even though she acknowledges the dark void, she's on land. And she's on land as her friend Candace reinforces to her that she'll be okay, which is true. She's not in the water. You'll be okay. And I thought that was really beautiful. And I thought that was really honest because we've watched from season 1 till now, Van not know herself. And she's listening to all these people tell her who she should be. And she's trying to get on the road to find that. And all of these pieces of advice, all of these journeys she tried to take were not working or solving the issue. It was not filling that insatiable void. Maybe the answer is just admitting that there's a problem here, right? Don't be blind. You have to see it to fix it. So I want to go here to the Eiffel Tower because there's some beautiful mirror imaging here as well. When we see Van first admit that she's lost, we're starting and ending the scene from behind her, right? Quite literally signifying and symbolizing the loss of identity. We cannot see her face. The loss of identity. Obviously, tonight, the Eiffel Tower is gold. It's yellow. We see Shanice peering at the top of this penthouse, again, playing with the levels, peering at the top of this penthouse, looking at the gold Eiffel Tower while she quite literally gives a golden shower. While Van is at the bottom on the ground level, admitting that she is lost, completely playing with the themes of opposites there as well. Also a little bit on the Eiffel Tower, because here's what I think is another, here's what I think is more subtext to what we're looking on, right? The Eiffel Tower is yellow. This is Van's black ass truth. But history of the Eiffel Tower was named after Alexandre Gustave Eiffel, an engineer whose design of the tower turned it into a symbol of pride of the French nation, but it was built by slaves. And even looking it up on Google, the sentence literally says this: the slaves that were there also got to help build this amazing piece of art. That's how you know it was written by a white person. You see how beautiful that sounded? You see how beautiful that sounded? It takes blindness. It takes blindness to cause this harm. The slaves were happy to help make this beautiful piece of art. Who are you talking to? Because we could see. You stole labor. You stole Black people. You forced them to work to build something that you are proud of. It was Black hands on that. So the fact that Black women are looking at this Eiffel Tower that's supposed to represent some kind of white French pride, but there's Blackness in that, which is why I think it's beautiful that Shanice is at the end staring at this Eiffel Tower, because she was the one that destroyed that French art back at the museum. So it's sort of like this winning moment acknowledging Black history, which is what Socia offered in the beginning. Let's take a trip down Black history. We're looking at it. This is Black history. We're looking at it. Actually, right? And having Shanice pee on this client, that power reversal as she's looking at the Eiffel Tower, something about this power reversal, but just mirroring it because that man is wealthy by exploiting other people, but we don't have the time. I know y'all stuck around for the post-credit scene, but before we get to that, let's see what y'all saying in the chat, because we're going to get to that post-credit scene. Because we still need to beat Sock's ass, okay? Because that went unanswered. Is he fired? Did he go out and harm somebody else? Is he hanging out with the lady with the food truck? Sock still need his ass beat, and we didn't get to that, okay? And I don't want to see it season 4. We should have answered it here. There is a bird called in Orleton, and in France, it is a delicacy that is eaten whole while wearing a towel napkin over your head. Since 1999, there are laws against this because they were going extinct. So we got to save the birds and do humans instead. I don't think Candace was hating on Van because she couldn't control her, but she was trying to talk to her to see what was really going on. Yeah, Van had it confused. Then, and that's what happens when people are fighting for their delusion. It's like, you don't want me to be happy. It's like, no, we're just very clearly calling out something that's incorrect, babes. Something is wrong here and we need you to wake up. Definitely not hating on you, mama. Not by a long shot. Van said Earn knows who he is. I was like, does he? It's a good performance. It's a good performance. I don't think none of them know who they are. Van's breakdown felt like a mental severance. Beautiful language. I like that, Gem. That was beautiful. A mental severance, pushing out the fantasy and into the truth and possible pain of her reality. But love for Lottie and motherhood saved her. Something that she was kind of like running from, trying to detach from. But once she was fully able to detach from it, it's sort of like, was the grass greener on the other side? What would it really cost you to detach from your daughter? What would it cost you to try to go back to be pre-motherhood Van? Because you can't go back. All right? You can't. White people are so greedy that they consume anything and everything until they are reduced to extinction, wearing a towel over their head to pretend like they aren't doing any harm. Don't ostrich birds do that as well? Ostriches. Don't the ostrich birds do that as well, to like hide from something, to just bury their head in the sand, but we can still see your big ass body? We see you, bird. Our girl Van has been drowning, and I feel like Black sisterhood saved and began to resuscitate her. Absolutely. Can we discuss the music at this scene with Shanice? It was like she was at first nervous, but then came into almost a power and calm at the experience. I don't know the emotional journey that occurs when peeing on a person. I had to tap out. That fear to acceptance emotional journey for Shanice, sure. I wouldn't know it. I wouldn't know it. I'm just going to have to trust the process because by the French. By the French. Them having the chat by and above the water at the end, but lights in all the scenes seems like they were still underwater. Maybe because this is a journey she's gonna have to climb back out, possibly. Van gonna have to get herself out of this mess. And you can't delude yourself into not experiencing that. So Donald Glover, Stephen Glover went real Marvel with it. Put a tag scene at the end of the credits. May have missed it by accident, but let's get here. Someone delivers luggage to Earn. Someone delivers lost luggage that is marked as belonging to Earn. Quite literally, his name is Earn Marks. But this lost luggage is marked as his possession, and Earn is positive this does not belong to him. Opposite of Van, who started this season, who lost her luggage and never received it. Of course, the name tag is red, right phone number, right name. This is yours, sir. In the bag, Earn finds all of these items, toiletries, a photo frame, little bags, trinkets, things in that. But he finds a Deftones tee, and on the front was a graphic of water. And out of everything in that bag, that is the only thing Earn likes, takes, and keeps: a t-shirt with water on the front. And we discover who was in that framed photo was the white fisherman that drowned the black fisherman in episode 1, possibly proving that it wasn't a dream. Maybe they all did exist in the same universe somehow. Ernest, the fisherman, delivering this bag to Earn, possibly spiritually haunting him, following him, knowing who he is. More questions than that's actually answered. Was Earn dreaming in episode 1? Is Ernest the fisherman real? Is Ernest haunting Earn? Are they the same spirit? Very like Get Out, 2 bodies, 1 spirit. Or was that Us? Us was 2 bodies, 1 spirit. Get Out was 2 spirits, 1 body. Questions. But Ernest the fisherman is dead. He's still getting things done, but he's dead. So low key, maybe the bag won't hurt him that much. We don't know. Yeah, Elaine, I thought this too, but I remembered in episode 4 the hotel lobby was in America and they're in Europe, but the hotel looks similar to where Ernest the fisherman met the white man who had to pay the reparations. I thought this too. Oh shoot, I'm on the wrong comment. There we go. It looks so similar to the one in the reparations episode. I thought so too. The lobby was built the same. The death of white Earn leading to the rebirth of black Earn, only taking the parts that benefit him. It's giving a slight homage to reparations in a way. So let's see. So he received luggage. It's not his. It's a gift. That's very sort of allegory to white privilege, and took the part that he liked the most. Maybe there's something there. Meaning black Earn taking the parts of white Earn that suit him. And why not? Y'all owe us. Hello? Y'all owe us. Earn Marks in the multiverse of madness. Here's where I'm at with it. Don't forget to come and pick up your feelings. You picking up somebody else's baggage. I don't know what that fisherman has just passed to Earn. I don't know what Earn picked up on his way, how it's going to carry over to season 4. I don't know what it's going to be, but we shall be in the lookout. We shall be in the lookout. I want to thank you guys for being here. This was the Atlanta season finale. This is the dissection. Of course, I'm your host, JustLatasha. I'm going to figure out what show we are watching next, but this Wednesday is the Live with Latasha show. I'll be talking about the top topics in Black culture, pop culture. We got some fun segments in there, so make sure you guys join that tier. Leave some hearts up in the chat on the way out. Leave your last notes. I'm going to jump in the chat one more time before we absolutely get out of here. I am JustLatasha on Instagram, JustLatasha404 on Twitter. If you guys are watching this on the rewatch on Thursday, general access on YouTube, please subscribe to this channel. Because you consuming Black art, ain't you? Subscribe to this channel, give a thumbs up, leave a comment, dissect with me, hypothesize with me, and I appreciate you guys so much. If you guys want to access the live show, it's just $5. Patreon.com/JustLatasha. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Yes. The name tag was red. The hotel chairs were red. I don't think anything in the bag was red, but I mean, it was enough. You know what I mean? It was enough. He needs to receive it with Paperboy's Masters. Pay reparations. We're in receiving mode, daddy. June 3rd, huh? Right? It comes out June 3rd? P-Valley. I can't do the Marvel Disney. WandaVision kicked my ass. And my thing is, I like to know what I'm talking about. My dissection of WandaVision did not age well. Okay? It's so much that you need to know to go into it. And then Marvel Disney fans are very protective over their show. And not only am I getting my ass beat by the show and trying to dissect it, but also the fans are beating my ass as well for not knowing everything to the T because they fanboys about it. And forbidden. That's forbidden fruit. I can't touch it. I can't touch it. And it takes so much to even like get the information to have the conversation. Now, P-Valley might be a move. P-Valley might be a move. Okay. You understand me, Callie? You get it? All right. I love you guys. I'm getting out of here. Thank you so much. Here we go. See y'all soon. Bye.